Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So before we get started, let's just have a look what happened on the weekly. Pretty big red bar, and as I said to you yesterday, more often than not, the weekly candlestick or pretty much ends with some kind of a tail. It's very rare that it closes on its bottom, and you can see this year it's really closed on its bottom once and twice, a little bit of a tail there. But the rest of the time it hasn't really done that. So just keep that in the back of the mind. Your beginning and end of the week is always an area where you're forming the tail. At the moment, the reason why we're on the weekly is because look at this zone of support that we have here. There is a massive area of support here. And this is 12,940. So this 12,940, 1300 area, there is a massive amount of support. So you've got to keep it in the back of your mind. You have to sort of pay attention to it, and even getting through there, there's another pretty big area of support, and that's at 12,600. So coming back to the 8-hour, we've had a pretty strong move down, bit of a consolidation, a break, continuation to the downside. Question that we're asking ourselves is this another flag forming? You can see there was a flag drop. Is this another flag forming? And this flag that's forming here, if we just do that and it plays out as a flag, it does target the 12,600 area. So pay attention to that. If we get down to the 3-hour, you can see it a little bit clearer now. Big move down towards the end of the week, and then Friday just going sideways as the profit takers came in for all the bears that were taking profit. And at the moment, we have a clear area for rejection right over here, which we have rejected a couple of times. I'd want to see that rejection during the European session. And the other thing that you need to pay attention to is this little bit of structure here. We will look at that on the lower time frames. You can see this area here you need to pay attention to. So there's a couple of things on the cards right now. So trend is down. There's no doubt about that. We know that we're in a downward trend. Friday was a range, a pretty tight range as well. We didn't close below Thursday's low. That's also important to keep in the back of your mind. So that is the bottom of the range as far as I'm concerned. This is the top of the range. So that's 13,223 is the range top, and the bottom is going to be 12,940. So we are stuck inside this range at the moment. So where do we go from here? For me, this is looking like I need to just sit quietly and not do anything. And you can see Friday that was pretty chaotic. No real structure going anywhere. A big area of support to the downside, but you can see this is a fairly decent trade. It's a 300 point trade if it does get below that. For me, a long would be above 13,223. I'd want to see a break and retest of that, and we're probably going to be short-lived. I would say something like that. Target of 13,393. And for the downside, I'd want to see us drop below 12,940 and a retest there. Move to the 12,600. But this one here is, if it does happen, I'll be impressed. But I don't think I'd be wanting to chase that just because of these levels of support. So these are big weekly supports. So 12,940 and 12,602. This 12,940 is massive. You're probably better off trying to take long scalps off this, and then getting out whenever it bumps its head on some support. It's higher up. Because for this to give way is going to have to be one major catalyst that's going to hit us. And I think with all the noise, the negative noise that happened last week in the market with interest rates and reserve banks, etc., you would have expected it to happen last week, and it didn't. It's just ranging here. The range needs to break for it to happen. Otherwise, we are sideways. So for me, when the charts look like this, we sit quietly and we wait for the structure to form, especially when we're above and below the moving averages like this. So pay attention to the high of Friday. If we do get above it, then you're looking at 13,393. Otherwise, if we reject this area again, which is also possible, there's another short on offer for a potential move down to 12,940, or just sort of the low of Friday, which is around here at 1300. So that's the level to watch today, 1300. If it does give way with a daily close below it, then it opens up 12,600 for us. But right now, we're going to need a break above or below the structure that we have before we can see a trade that will move in a direction for us. Anyway, hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.